Hey, it's Blake, and as always, you are blessed and highly favored. I got to share with you, I got up really, really early this morning, and I've been just praying and studying and just getting in the Word. And yesterday, I I told the story about what had happened the night before regarding my spirit telling me to go and pray for this married couple, and it turned out that they were barren, and we spoke a prophetic word into the future. We spoke a baby into their life. We prayed for a baby in their life, and it was just awesome. And I'd also talked about how I was at the time having a conversation with a buddy of mine, and that voice just kept just knocking at me, saying, "Get over there and go and talk to the couple." And it just got where I got done fighting it, and I was like, "Okay, fine." And so I got up, went over, and that all happened. So then yesterday morning, I kind of talked about the reality that God, the God of the universe, that God speaks. You know, in God's existence gives us the only acceptable answer for epistemology, which is a fancy word for the theory of knowledge. In other words, the existence of God is the only rational way to explain what we know to be true about the universe and all that's in it. But on top of that, we also know that the God of the universe speaks. Yesterday I'd mentioned that the very beginning of creation, God said, "Let there be light." Light wasn't necessarily the first piece of creation. It was God's voice speaking. God said, a voice, a sound was the first thing, a sound from God. And I talked about how I just kind of wanted to dig into the fact that God does speak and the different aspects of that. And so this morning, Genesis in chapter 12, we're going to meet somebody. So in Genesis chapter 7, we have the great flood. In Genesis 11, we have the Tower of Babel, two stories that are very well known within the book of Genesis. But then in chapter 12, we meet somebody. And we meet this individual in an interesting way because God speaks to him. About 5 generations after the Tower of Babel, we meet Abram. I think the original name is Avram with a V. My Jack Hayford Bible says Abram, so we're going to go with that. But we meet him because God speaks to him. The Bible doesn't say why God spoke to him or how there was a relationship there. God just comes to him and says, "Get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house." This is something that is, if you're Abram at this time, number one, an actual God is speaking to you. I don't say the God, I say a God, because back then they had idol worship. I mean, they had idol worship all over the place. The moon, the sun, the ground, the change of seasons. There were gods for everything, and they did rituals, and they worshiped these gods. But then yet, here comes the God of the universe who speaks life, lets it be known to Abram that he has a voice. And he tells Abram to leave your father's household. Leave your household, which means that Abram has to give up his entire existence of what is comfortable, what is normal for him. The idol worship and everything that goes on in his culture. God is saying, "I need you to leave that." And then he says, "Because I'm going to take you to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you all families of the earth shall be blessed. God speaks to Abram, audible voice. Abram hears it. Abram is about to take a journey of faith. And because of this journey of faith, because he listens to that voice, because he listens to the voice, he obeys the voice, he takes the challenge, the journey of faith. When I tell you that you are blessed and highly favored, I mean it. It's biblical. It is right here. God says, with all the families of the earth, they shall be blessed. You and I, because of Abram, Father Abraham, we are blessed and highly favored. Why? Because God first spoke to Abraham. God speaks. Listen for that voice. Obey it. Follow it. Great things will happen in your life, and great things will happen to those around you.